3 weeks, 2 frameworks, 1 production app rebuilt from scratch in each of them. And the winner honestly surprised me, because it wasn't the one everyone screams about on Twitter. Here's the setup. I have a real app in production, a research assistant that pulls from a knowledge base, cross-checks sources, drafts a summary, and hands it off for human review. It works, but the code base had grown into spaghetti. So I decided to settle the LangChain versus CrewAI debate the only honest way. Rebuild the exact same thing in both, ship both, and measure everything. Lines of code, hours spent, token cost, latency, and how badly I wanted to throw my laptop. Let's start with LangChain, because that's where most people begin. The power here is undeniable. With LangGraph, I modeled my whole workflow as an explicit state machine. Nodes for retrieval, verification, drafting, and a conditional edge that loops back if the confidence score came in too low. Every transition was something I controlled. When a source check failed, I knew exactly which node fired next and why. That level of control is genuinely addictive once you get it working. The catch is the phrase, once you get it working. I spent nearly 4 days just fighting abstractions, LCL syntax, retrievers, output parsers that silently change behavior between minor versions. The documentation would show me one pattern, the GitHub examples another, and my installed version a third. It's powerful, but it makes you pay for that power up front. CrewAI took a completely different posture, and the contrast hit me immediately. Instead of wiring graphs, I described roles. I had a researcher agent, a fact-checker agent, and a writer agent, each with a goal, a backstory, and a set of tools. Then I defined tasks and let the crew coordinate. The mental model is a team of people, not a flowchart, and for this particular app, that framing just clicked. I had a working prototype in an afternoon. An afternoon versus 4 days. That number stuck with me the entire project. But speed hides a cost, and I want to be fair here. CrewAI's convenience is also its ceiling. When my fact-checker started approving things it shouldn't have, debugging was murky. The agents were talking to each other through delegation, and tracing exactly why one agent handed off to another meant digging through verbose logs and a fair bit of guessing. With LangGraph, that same bug would have been obvious. I'd have seen the exact state at the exact node. CrewAI trades transparency for ergonomics. When it works, it feels like magic. When it breaks, it feels like the magic is happening in a room you're not allowed into. Now the numbers, because vibes aren't a verdict. Token cost came out roughly 20% higher on CrewAI for the same task, thanks to all the inter-agent chatter and reasoning overhead. Latency was comparable, though LangGraph edged ahead on the paths where I could skip unnecessary steps with conditional logic. Total build time, though, was lopsided. About 11 hours in CrewAI versus 26 in LangChain. Most of that difference eaten by setup and debugging friction on the LangChain side. So who wins? It depends on what you're actually building, and I mean that as a real answer, not a cop-out. If your app is fundamentally a collaborative team of specialists doing fuzzy, creative work, and you want to move fast, CrewAI will get you there in a fraction of the time. If your app is a deterministic pipeline where correctness, control, and observability matter more than speed, anything touching money, compliance, or production reliability, LangGraph is worth every painful hour. For my research assistant, I shipped the LangGraph version. The control was non-negotiable, but I keep a CrewAI prototype around for every new idea, because nothing kills momentum faster than fighting your framework on day one. If this saved you a week of the same experiment, you know what to do, and tell me which one you'd have picked.